Hi friends, Evolving Guys. Thanks for tuning back into the channel to follow our collection journey. So I didn't expect to do another video about my Pokemon finds in rural America, but I was out and about again today and I found some more stuff. So if you watched the previous video, I hope you did. I've been super blown away and surprised by what I've been finding. I mentioned in that video that I live in a city on the West Coast, but I am home visiting my family. I'm originally from rural Pennsylvania. So I'm back home, and rural America is kind of the king of the dollar stores. We don't have Dollar General or Family Dollar where I live. And so here I get to visit those stores. And I've been finding all kinds of good stuff. I've been finding Evolving Skies in particular. And so I was back out and about today doing some stuff and continue to check in and actually have more stuff to show you. So first of all, I just wanted to follow up from my previous video about my finds in rural America. I showed you that at Family Dollar, which is almost across the street from where I'm staying with my family, there were these knockout collections for $10. I got one of each yesterday to be able to see what was inside, and both of them have Evolving Skies inside. So I went back to the store today to get the rest of them, and there were 8 more knockout collections. And yeah, so I'm not going to open all 8 of them, but I do want to, I'll just, like, for the sake of double checking, I'm going to open one of each again. I'll just grab a couple random ones, but I am pretty sure that these will have Evolving Skies inside, which is awesome. I mean, again, $10, you get a pack of Evolving Skies. Now these, it's funny, when I went back to the store, so the guy who I talked with, he was the same guy today as yesterday. When I showed up, he knew I was after Pokemon cards, and I said I would take all the rest of these. And he said, "I'm so glad you're buying the rest of those." And I asked why, and he said that he started at the store in January, and it is now August, and he said these have been there since January. Now, I don't know if that's true, but in some ways I'm inclined to believe him because, these are Evolving Skies just sitting there all that time. And so if someone were really hustling for these cards and they found out that there's Evolving Skies there, I mean, maybe there was a recent restock. And also, I've noticed the glue on a lot of these is not, the glue is like the sides of these are open, but I'm not concerned about tampering. Again, they don't seem to be tampered with, and they're behind the counter, so I don't know how anyone except an employee would do any tampering. So again, I think these really maybe have just been sitting there, and again, the scalping era of Pokemon I think is pretty much over. And so these cards, there just aren't people hunting for Pokemon cards maybe in the same way. So we don't need to spend time with those. I really just want to see, yeah, so here we go. More Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike Evolving Skies. So yeah, I am pretty confident that is from the yellow. It's got the Toxtricity and it's got the 2022 year. And so, again, I am not, maybe please comment in the comments if you know how to tell which knockout collections have Evolving Skies. If it's about the color, I mean, I feel like there are versions of these that don't have Evolving Skies. Whoops, they're just tipped right out in Fusion. Yeah, so these have, so anyway, they had 8, I bought 2 of these yesterday. There were 8 more today. So I got 10 packs of Evolving Skies just from those, and I have the Fusion Strike as well, which is not a terrible set to get. And so anyway, that's part 1. So I went back to Family Dollar. That's the only Family Dollar that's kind of super close. I'll double check probably the map and see if there's other ones. Maybe there's other Evolving Skies hanging around out there. My other finds today, well, a couple other things. So I went to Dollar General. I've been to 5 Dollar Generals. And I mean, I love hustling for Pokemon cards, and so I don't mind stopping at so many Dollar Generals. My family might be tired of me popping in, but it's just, you never quite know. Even if you visited 4 or 5, you just don't know what the next one will have. And that was kind of true today, and I'll show you that in 1 second. But I went to one, and they had these tins, which I was pretty sure weren't going to have anything in them. Oh, wait, where is... Oh, there it is. So it does say K22. So I wasn't quite sure what that meant. I mean, 22, I'm thinking, the 23 ones tend to not be as exciting. but 22 I thought sounds a little older. I'm not the expert on all the tins. I don't really buy the mini tins. I mean, I have a lot of them now, and I'm trying not to buy as many mini tins because then I have the tin to figure out what to do with. But I was just curious. I guess let's say I did it for science. So this does come with the card and the sticker. And this has Scarlet and Violet base set and Silver Tempest. So again, not, especially with Scarlet and Violet base, very underwhelming. And Silver Tempest, for some people that is a chase. We just recently completed our Silver Tempest master set, and so I do not need to open Silver Tempest anymore. So this is definitely not a hit for me. But in case you see these at Dollar General, you can see here, they're the Paldea Friends mini tins. I don't know what was in the original Paldea mini tins. Maybe those two are the packs. Again, I am not the expert, and I don't follow and memorize very closely the contents of all the different variants of mini tins. But that is what I found. I just did it, I didn't expect to find anything too exciting, but I did it for science. And then the other thing I picked up, I've seen these Gardevoir. They're kind of, I think they come in pairs, so it often tells you here. So yeah, in this tin, it's got the Gardevoir or the Blissey. They had both variants, but I just decided to grab the Gardevoir this time. I think I have opened these before, but I was trying to remember. So I thought, why not? I'll just grab one and see what is inside. Again, for science. So it's got the promo card, or it's actually, again, not technically a Black Star promo. It is interesting because it's a holo foil card, and this is from Lost Thunder, so it is an older set. I didn't expect older packs on this at all, but you never quite know. And then you can see here, definitely newer packs. It is an interesting pack selection though. So you have Battle Styles. It comes with 3 packs. It's $15. So again, you can decide. It's, works out to $5 a pack. You can see, obviously, we saw there's a Battle Styles, which, an underrated Sword and Shield era set. It has a couple cool alt arts, including especially the Tyranitar. So if you still want some Battle Styles, I forget if it's on the Pokemon Center website, but a little bit older Sword and Shield, and then even older Sword and Shield Darkness Ablaze. I think what many consider the worst set in Sword and Shield. Again, not really a chase card in here except for the Charizard, but the price on that is so low. So anyway, I thought that it's kind of an interesting pack selection, kind of 2 early Sword and Shield, and then a Lost Origin. Again, Lost Origin I'm always happy to get to open because we're chasing that Giratina. But again, I would say, I don't know if, again, I only got this one, so I don't know what else is, if I assume the Blissey is the same. And again, kind of a weird pack selection that you get Lost Origin, one of the last sets of Sword and Shield, and then you have Darkness Ablaze, one of the first sets of Sword and Shield, and then you have Battle Styles, which is a little bit in the middle, but closer to the front end. So anyway, that's what I found in that. So those 2 tins came from one particular Dollar General. They were the most interesting things in there, and again, I kind of got them more for science, not because I necessarily expected exciting finds. So we kept driving. We were going somewhere else, and I knew there was one more Dollar General we were going to pass, and I was almost tempted to skip it because, I figured I've been to 4 Dollar Generals in this small area already in my trip, and I figured, what are the chances of finding something new? But I thought, well, why not? You just never know, right? The optimist in me, or just my experience as a Pokemon card hunter at stores, tells me that you just never know. You can visit 10 stores and that 11th store is the one that has that random thing. So I went to Dollar General and they had a stash of these tins. You might remember these tins. I remember hustling for these kind of in the pandemic. I remember actually going to Hobby Lobby where I lived to find these tins. And I couldn't, at the time, that was where they were showing up. But there's a Snorlax. Actually, it kind of shows you here. There's a Snorlax, a Mimikyu, and a Darkrai version of these. And these are a few years old. I remember when these first came out. And so when I saw these on the shelf, again, there's always that thought of, number one, are these original tins that would have like slightly older packs? And maybe even, I couldn't remember offhand if they had Evolving Skies inside. Or could they be reprint tins that are going to have new packs in them? I didn't know. They had, 5 or 6 of these on the shelf. So I picked Snorlax because he's my favorite of the 3, and just to see what was inside. And I already opened this, actually. I had my son open it in the car because I just was really curious in the moment. I wasn't thinking I was going to record another video, so I don't have to. And that's the same with the other two tins. I actually opened those in the car just because I was curious. And so you get the, again, it's a Cosmos Hollow promo card. In this case, it's a Rebel Clash card. And then it also comes with 3 packs. And in this case, Brilliant Stars, Fusion Strike, and Evolving Skies. So I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know, Brilliant Stars, I can't remember honestly what was in the original tins of these, but Evolving Skies, so I would have reason to believe that these tins, if I went back, those 3 or 4, I forget, yeah, those 4 or 5 or what, how many others there were, would have Evolving Skies. Now the trick, or the question is, I mean, in some ways it feels like anything with Evolving Skies is worth picking up. These tins are $15, which again works out to $3, or excuse me, $5 a pack, which knowing that the Evolving Skies alone is worth maybe $10 to $15, then you kind of you're getting Brilliant Stars and Fusion Strike kind of for free. But that said, you know, $15 is a lot. I mean, you could buy a pack of Evolving. It's still a good deal for sure, but I don't know. I'm almost getting Evolving Skies fatigue. It sounds crazy to say, but I found Evolving Skies in so many things. I can't, I mean, I guess I could buy them all, but yeah, and I don't know if these tins have been on the shelf for ages or not. It was interesting because when I went back, these were actually on the shelf just in the toy section. So far at the Dollar Generals I visited, almost all the time all the Pokemon stuff is up front behind the counter, but these ones were on the shelf. So in one hand, that's, you know, these were sitting there, but on the other hand, they had some sleeve blisters that were opened. I mean, I counted up like 6 or 7 just empty cardboard sleeves of different sets, and so I took those up to the front and told them, you know, maybe not a great idea to have your Pokemon cards out like that. But anyway, so there's Evolving Skies in yet another place. And again, it was the 5th Dollar General. I almost didn't go there. It's the only one of the 5 that had those particular tins. But again, there's Evolving Skies. So if I really were motivated to go back, there are 4 or 5 more of those tins. I could get 4 or 5 more packs of Evolving Skies. I've already gotten quite a few packs of Evolving Skies. I mean, I don't know, at least 10 from the Knockout collections. If you followed my earlier video, we got 2 in a couple of the Walmart tins. And so, you know, I don't know, I've gotten like 14, 16, 18 packs of Evolving Skies on this trip so far, just off the store shelves, you know, paying like MSRP or below. So the last thing I wanted to show you in this video is I went back to Walmart. If you watched my previous video, you know I found some Evolving Skies in Walmart, and I realized upon getting home that they had these stacking tins, and I just couldn't remember. I know that there was a variant of these stacking tins. The first set of stacking tins, there was the grass tin, the water tin, and the lightning tin or the electric tin that had Evolving Skies inside. And I remember, some of you remember this, when Costco got these products and they had Evolving Skies, and there were videos online of people like buying huge pallets of these. And so when I got home, I had taken pictures of the shelves in Walmart to just like refresh my memory of what was on the shelves. And I just thought, oh, well, they had these early stacking tins. So I went back and I grabbed, they had some other variations, the later ones, the fighting type and darkness type. But they had 2 grass, they had 1 water, and they had 1 lightning. So I went back and grabbed all of them thinking, oh, these have Evolving Skies inside. And then I had my son open one of them in the car. And alas, in fact, no, this is 2 Silver Tempest and a Lost Origin. So it does kind of stick in my mind that maybe there was a later release of these. I mean, obviously there was, that didn't have Evolving Skies. Now again, not a terrible pack selection. I mean, we're not chasing Silver Tempest anymore, but these still have, I think, some street value, and I'll be able to turn these around and get some of my investment back. The Lost Origin, again, I'm happy to stockpile these. We're still chasing some cards in that set, so those will be fun to open. So I have the suspicion, or, you know, it seems likely that there's not going to be anything good in the rest of these packs. But if you watched the video yesterday, I had 2 identical tins that I got from the same Walmart. One of them had Evolving Skies, and one of them did not. And so even though they seemed to me to be identical products. So I figured I will open the rest of these Oh, it looks like, oh, there it is. So we'll open the rest of these. Again, based on the first one, it seems like it seems like there will not be Evolving Skies in these, but you never know. All right, so similar, Lost Origin and 2 Silver Tempest. And of course, these do have the coin. All right, so that is 0 for 2 if you're, as far as hunting Evolving Skies, 0 for 2. Again, not a terrible pack selection. I would probably, looking back, I should have just bought one of them to double check. And this is same. Whoops, Lost Origin, 2 Silver Tempest. All right, so that probably means that our last tin, the Lightning, all right, we can hope, right? Oh, there it is. Lost Origin. All right, 2 Silver Tempest. That's a point. Okay, so that was today's haul. I'm a little disappointed with the tins. I mean, again, I probably should have purchased one and not gone crazy, but still did find more Evolving Skies. If I wanted to go back, I could grab a few more packs, although again, I'm kind of maybe tapping out of my budget, and I feel really good for all the Evolving Skies I've been able to get here in rural Pennsylvania. So anyway, let me know what you're finding where you live. If you live in a rural place, or you've been finding Evolving Skies and other Sword and Shield era stuff, or maybe these are popping up everywhere and I just happen to be here right now. So anyway, thanks for following these videos, and yeah, we'll have more content coming at you soon. Take care.